Good morning everyone. It is Monday morning and it is currently 6:30 in the morning. I'm not usually up this early and dressed. I figured if I got up a bit earlier this morning I could get this intro filmed, otherwise I'm just going to be surrounded by chaos and utter carnage. Anyway, moving on. Today's vlog is going to be all about what my family of 6 eat in a week. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meal ideas along with 2 different breakfast ideas and how I prep my fruit and veg ready for snacks within the week. So if you're interested in all of the above, stay tuned. Okay, so kicking off with our chicken pie. We get this recipe from the Wicks Lean in 15-minute recipe book. It's such a simple, quick recipe to achieve in such a short space of time, but still has all the good flavours to it. So as you can see, I've just chopped up 2 large leeks. I will then go ahead and add those to my preheated pan with a knob of butter. I will then move over and start slicing up my mushrooms. I use around half a packet and then I will add those to the pan. I let them simmer for around about 5 minutes and also give them a good stir. Then we add some green beans to some boiling water and leave them simmer for around 20 minutes on a very low heat. Again, I'll add the same with my new potatoes. The reason why I'm cooking these this evening is because we're having this for tea tonight. Usually I'd cook the potatoes and beans fresh on the night that we're having the pie. Going back to the leeks and mushrooms, which have now been simmering for around 5 minutes, I will then go and add 3 sliced chicken breasts. Give that a quick stir and then I will add 1 chicken stock which I've dissolved in a cup of boiled water. I will then go ahead and pour that into the pan and again give it a quick little stir. I'm now going to add in around about 200 ml of double cream. This is all down to preferences and how creamy you like your sauce to be. On this recipe, it also suggests that you add some corn flour, but I always tend to skip this part as I don't really like my sauce too thick. I will then also season with some salt and pepper. I would then move the pie into an oven-proof dish and start placing my phyllo pastry on top like so. It is so simple to make. I just grab a sheet and scrunch it in my hands and lightly place on top. After I've done that, I will then grab some olive oil and I will lightly drizzle just over the top so that it comes out of the oven nice and crispy and it comes out with a lovely golden colour. I will then go ahead and place it in my oven at around about 180 degrees for around 20 minutes. So the fun part begins. I'm just having a quick tidy up and washing some of the pans ready to cook meal number 2. I will also go ahead and start getting our dishes and cutlery ready for our tea as that's cooking away nicely. So whilst I'm waiting for my chicken pie to cook, I will then go ahead and start prepping our coconut chicken curry. Firstly, I slice a large white onion and add those to some olive oil. Back to the chopping board I go. I will start chopping a whole bulb of garlic. This is not necessary. 2 or 3 cloves would be absolutely fine, but I am obsessed with the stuff. I love garlic. The more garlic, the better. I'm also going to chop up around about a thumb-sized piece of ginger. If you're not a big fan of ginger, I would highly recommend you cut this in half as ginger gives off big flavour in such a light curry. I will then go ahead and chop up around 3 or 4 chicken breasts and I will add that to the pan. I won't add the garlic or the ginger yet as I don't want to cook off the garlic and ginger and get that burnt taste. So whilst the chicken's cooking away, I will then take out our chicken pie from the oven and start serving that up. As you can see, the top has a lovely golden brown layer, and that's all thanks to the olive oil doing its beautiful job. So I will then serve that with obviously our green beans and new potatoes. I will then add a tiny little bit of butter to our new potatoes, because who doesn't like real salted butter on new potatoes? It is just the best, and a little bit of butter never hurt anyone. And I'm back. I think I wolfed my food down within record time tonight, as the kids were starting to play up, so I needed to get back to my batch cooking and get it done as quick as possible. So next up, I'm going to make our cheese, ham and egg muffins. This is for breakfast. So as you can see, I've cracked in 6 eggs. I'm now going to season with some salt and pepper. I then line my muffin dish with some butter so that the eggs don't stick. I then place in 6 to 7, it depends on how much mixture you make, into the muffin trays, and then I will go ahead and add in some ham and some cheese. I have got 2 different cheeses because Luca can't have our cheese, so he has the Violife coconut cheese, which is actually really nice, so I'll do his separately. I will then go ahead and add some tomatoes on top just to give it that bit of a sweet taste. So I'm now going to place them into the oven, and I usually cook these for around about 15 minutes, again on about 180 degrees. Okay, so now my chicken is now cooked through, so I'm going to start the seasoning process. Firstly, I will add some paprika. Again, this is all down to preferences. I just wing it and taste as I go along. Next up, I'm going to add some cumin and then some turmeric. Lastly, I will add my mild curry powder. I do usually use at least a quarter of this, just because it's not the strongest curry powder, and I don't like too much spice just because the children are going to eat it. Once all of this is added, I'm going to add a whole tin of full fat coconut milk, and again season with some salt and pepper. Once this is all mixed in, I will add a pack of baby mushrooms and around about a half a cup of frozen peas, and then give it a quick stir and then turn the heat down to around 3, just because I like to let it simmer and cook through slowly. So whilst the curry is simmering away, I'm going to quickly put some potatoes on to boil, as I'm going to need some mashed potato for our third meal, which is going to be fish pie. Finally, I have a 15-minute window, so I'm going to take this time to start washing all the fruit and vegetables ready for the kids' snacks. I do this religiously, as I find myself turning into Mrs. Chop. I'm sick of standing in the same place for hours on end, chopping away and watching the world go by. And so by doing this, I'm saving myself a lot of time and hassle. I'm going to start by chopping up my peppers. So today we have red and yellow. Yellow is an absolute favourite in this house, as well as the orange. But unfortunately, they didn't have any in Tesco this week, so red and yellow will have to do. Once they're all chopped, I'm going to place them into a bowl and go ahead and chop up all the cucumber into nice finger-sized pieces. And same again with the carrots. I will peel them and slice them. My kids absolutely love carrot sticks, and they dip these into hummus or onion and garlic dip as a snack in the week. Whatever they can get their hands on, they just love them. Anyway, moving on to the fruit, I will remove the stalk from the grapes and place into a bowl. Again, the same with the strawberries, blueberries and tomatoes. And there we have it, all the fruit and veg cut up, ready to hand in the week. Now to finish off the curry, I'm going to add half a bag of spinach and leave that simmer for just around about 5 minutes, just so the spinach works its way into the curry. I will put a lid on that and then move on to my egg muffins. I will pull those out of the tin and place on a plate, separating Luca's with a cucumber stick. I could actually put them in a different bowl, but my kids were actually killing each other at this point and I was losing the will to live. Anyway, life goes on and Despicable Me saves the day. Now to prep my last meal, I'm going to go ahead and cut up a whole bulb of garlic. I'm not going to chop it up tiny this time. I'm just going to slice it as I'm making a vegetable tray bake. I have lined my baking tray with some olive oil and then going to place the garlic evenly over the tray with some red onion, 1 courgette, 1 red pepper, 1 yellow pepper and some mushrooms. Then I'm going to go ahead and season with some salt and pepper. You can literally add anything to this tray. I do usually add some sweet potato too, but as I'll be serving this with some jasmine rice and some salmon, I didn't want a double carb. After I've done all that, I will then go ahead and give it a quick toss and place it in a sealable bag and refrigerate until Wednesday or Thursday, just given whichever day we decide to have this. Okay, so the curry is ready. So as you can see, the spinach has melted in lovely. Well, I say melted, you know, it's cooked through. I'm then going to move on and put it into a oven-proof dish. And I'll wait for that to cool down, put a lid on it and then refrigerate it. It will hold in the fridge for at least 5 days, so we could have that on Friday. Next up, I'm making the parsley sauce for our fish pie. I substitute our milk for Alpro just because Luca can't have dairy, so he has the almond milk. Nobody has noticed, not even Rodri. It's a miracle. Makes my life so much easier, as I used to make 2 different sauces, but now I just make the one with the almond milk and nobody notices. Anyway, moving on, putting the fish into my oven-proof dish. In hindsight, I should have bought 2 packs, but nevertheless, it works. The fish, when it's cooked, it flakes off, so it does fill the bottom of the pan. I then add around about 2 cups of frozen peas, and then I pour the parsley sauce all over the pie. Next up, I'm going to mash our potatoes, again with some salted butter and some almond milk. I'll then go ahead, place it on top of the fish sauce and peas, give it a quick fork, and there we are. That's your fish pie ready. I won't actually cook it tonight, so say now we have it tomorrow, I'll just place it in the oven for about half an hour, and there we go. And we'll have that with probably some broccoli. And lastly, this is another breakfast idea which we absolutely love in this house. It is so accessible and so easy first thing in the morning, especially when life is normal and we are not in lockdown. And I'm always in a rush to get the kids ready for school in the morning, so I can quickly just grab this out the freezer and serve it into bowls with some brioche on the side. My children are not into cereal that much and they absolutely love smoothies. By freezing this, I'm preserving all the vitamins also, hence why I don't just refrigerate it. So I will literally just add in about 5 tablespoons of natural yoghurt, along with a banana, some blueberries, strawberries and a small amount of vanilla extract. I add around a teaspoon of honey, and I then add in this plant super protein, which I found in Tesco and got pretty excited about. So I'll then go ahead and blend it all up and pour it into a reusable plastic container and literally chuck it in the freezer. So there we have it, 4 meal ideas which will last us the week, as the curry will more than likely see us through for 2 days, as I'll switch it up with some chips and rice. I'd also like to add that I usually prep on a Sunday, but time ran away with me yesterday, so I ended up shopping today, which is Monday, and as you've seen, we had the chicken pie tonight. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more of what we eat in a week, please leave a comment and give this video some loving.